We are exploring a story now that's come to our attention in the last couple of days where it's been highlighted. A growing trend has now become an issue where the protection of children being unlawfully removed and retained from other jurisdictions in this country. Mr. Fields, good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. Ronald Fields, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Fields. While we tried from the Single Fathers Association, the latest case brought to the association was that of Mr. Stan Hankovich of the USA, who took to Fox News and other U.S. outlets on the morning shows expressing sentiments that his children are being held in Trinidad without his consent. Also, another story where in April the association highlighted the case of Adam Lacey, whose two children were brought to Trinidad for which he believed to be a vacation over a year ago, and the mother of the children refused to return to Australia with them. The association had cited the Hague Convention, a treaty Trinidad and Tobago has been signatory to help return the children who have been, in his opinion, illegally removed and retained in foreign nations, including Trinidad and Tobago. Mr. Ronald Fields, good morning once again.
Yeah, morning, Paul.
All right, let's get a sense. I just kind of outlined what was going on. What is the status of these two situations regarding Mr. Lacey and Mr. Hankovich in terms of them having definitive information of their children being in Trinidad and Tobago and also having access to them?
All right. Well, that's the issue that we're seeing a growing trend in our country, only in our country internationally, where children are being removed from one jurisdiction and then brought into another jurisdiction and retained there. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, we signed on to the Hague Convention in 2013. In Mr. Lacey's case, he was able to access this because we signed on after he got into his issue. And Mr. Hankovich, he can't, because his issue preceded his issue before this. And the thing is, what we're saying from the association is this is something that is very fragmented. For anyone that has an access order before the court or a custody order before the court, and particularly it doesn't have to be the mother who does it. It can be done by either parent. What we need to do, as I say, is put some national security measure in place. When people come to the embassy and say, I want to return to my country with these children, they need to make the relevant checks to see if there are court orders in place, if there's a matter before the land of jurisdiction, before assisting them with getting back to the country. I mean, and the vice versa, we also have a dad whose ex-wife returned to Guyana with the children, and Guyana isn't signed on to the Hague Convention, so he's like a fish out of water. I mean, this is a very troubling thing to me. I think we know the seriousness about human trafficking now. Yes, these are the parents of the children, but I mean, children being moved to and fro from different jurisdictions is a very serious national security concern. I think this is something that the new AG, whoever is going to be, needs to really take up on, and the new Minister of National Security, because it's a growing trend. We're seeing that parents, when they get into altercations, whether they have matters before the court or not, they're just returning to the children without the other custodial, without the other parents, being aware of this. And I mean, I've seen it happen.
What conversations have you had with the two gentlemen whose children are allegedly being held in Trinidad, in terms of any access being granted or any response from any authority in Trinidad and Tobago regarding the status of their children and them possibly getting them out of that situation?
Well, in the matter of Mr. Lacey, we highlighted that a while ago. And through the Hague Convention, he was able to secure an order to have the children returned. They are supposed to be returned on September the 30th of this year. We're hoping that the mother complies with that. We still can't guarantee that. He had interim Skype access. He said since he retained that court order, the access has been cut out. So he now has no idea if the mother is even in the country with the children anymore, since he was given the order for them to return to Australia for proper judicial proceedings. In the issue of Mr. Hankovich, he now is saying that the mother has started a proceeding down here. So, in other words, what he is saying, the reason he isn't engaged in proceedings down here, so to speak, is because they already had proceedings that she initiated across there. And I mean, this is just two of the cases of many. And our position at the association is that we need to show a more national security concern. I was a member of the Child Protection Task Force. This was an issue that I raised while I was there about children being removed without the other parents' authorization or being carried to another nation on belief of location and then never returning back to the jurisdiction. I mean, if you look at the families on either side, it's not really fair to them. It's not only the father mother is affected, the aunts, the cousins, those people as well, and these children who are actually who have actual dual citizenship should be allowed to experience both cultures and both lifestyles, possibly from international countries and locally.
Because this involves children, have you had any conversations with the members, the chair, the director of the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, Ms. Daly, or anyone else regarding this, since it involves the welfare of children that seem to be caught in the middle of legal battles between the parents?
Of course, I've written a letter to Ms. Sharifa Abdullah, the director of the Children's Authority. She also worked together with us in the Child Protection Task Force. And I mean, I'm just waiting for the AG who will be critical, and also for the Minister of National Security, the Chief Immigration Officer as well. We're trying to see, and also the Chief Justice. These are all places that we intend to send letters to and have meetings with collectively to see if there's some way that we can come together to avoid this from happening. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't going to be an instance when someone needs to get here. In other words, when they say their life is in danger. But what I'm saying, if this is to happen, there must be judicial process of these children being dealt with, must be something that must be dealt with expeditiously. It mustn't be something that's been going on for 5 years or going on for 4 years because certain allegations may have been made, or just because the children have been brought out of their jurisdiction where they cannot be extracted from easily. I think this is something, it causes the family that's left behind a lot of distress and a lot of pain. I mean, this is something that must be dealt with expeditiously. It must be to the forefront. Seeing that are there any protocols or legislative frameworks that we can learn from that may be able to be applied here? We don't have to reinvent the wheel. I'm sure this is a situation that many jurisdictions face. No, but of course, that's what I'm saying. The Hague Convention is a very good one, and this is the one that we are signed on to recently. But a convention, yes, a country that signs on should follow the ambits of the convention, but it's not law. Right. Well, that's it. Well, that's the thing. And this is what we're looking for. This is what we want to speak to these different organizations about, because it is our national security matter. And yes, even if there isn't something that we can follow, and we are doing looks, we have our lawyers looking into that as well. We need, in other words, and we are powerful enough as a nation to formulate something. We've done it in the past, we can do it again, because we're seeing it's a trend and it's an issue that we are having nationally. So it's something that I think that we have the power, we have the intelligence as a nation of Trinidad and Tobago going forward to look at some measure that we can put to protect these children. And if these children do end up coming into the country, our children, because it happens on both ends, Paul, our children are being removed to other jurisdictions as well. And a final moment from your fields. Can this be part of an entire overall? We have the power, we have the intelligence as a nation of Trinidad and Tobago going forward to look at some measure that we can put to protect these children. And if these children do end up coming into the country, our children, because it happens on both ends, Paul, our children are being removed to other jurisdictions as well. And a final moment from your fields. Can this be part of an entire overall reform of how issues related to children are being dealt with in our nation's courts and with the Ministry of the Attorney General, given the fact that there are several other issues you've highlighted over the years, including the way the system seems to favor one over the other in terms of how cases of custody and visitation rights, etc. are concerned? All right. Yes, this is something that we have tried to engage the judiciary with time and time again at our consultations, and we did get a response after the last consultation from the Chief Justice, and he's saying that he's willing to make pushes with us, and we're willing to engage them as well, because we see collectively the number of issues that we've been raising and highlighting over the years, and I find it's time now that we really take into concern the security of children, particularly that are affected by custody orders, that children whose parents have custodial orders and access orders, because these are the children that are accustomed to be in one place to another place to one place. So we must ensure the security that they're being taken to places that they are authorized to be taken to. That's a this is a high security issue, and I think that the Minister of National Security and the AG, as they have sworn in, this is something that we're going to take up to them immediately. All right, Mr. Feast, thank you so much for taking time to chat with us. We certainly check back with you in the next couple of days or weeks to see how the situation is progressing in Trinidad and Tobago in the interest of the welfare and safety of what's most important to children. Thank you so much once again.